I bought into the propaganda. And I really believe that if you took LSD 5 or 6 times, you were certifiably insane. That's all it took. Five or
I
six times.
definitely ascertained that that's true. Breaking news, we are all animals. All animals dream. And I'm sure those of you who have pets, you've seen dogs and they're dreaming. Well, so do we. So we all enter into the psychedelic space every night when we fall asleep. We dream. And so I was born in 1955, born confused, still am. But I think we explore altered states of consciousness as a natural state of our being. So when I was a child, I discovered a microscope. Then I discovered binoculars. And then I got fascinated with a telescope. And I'm like, wow, there's so many different dimensions. And looking at evolution, this is what my brain used to look like, my skull. And then I found mushrooms. And then suddenly, here I am today. So it is natural for us to explore changing our consciousness. I remember one of the first times being on the merry-go-round. That was so much fun. I got so high. I want to go back and back again and again. Then I discovered the Ferris wheel. And then I went to the country fairs. And all of that was changing our consciousness. So now we've evolved to the use of psychedelics. And psychedelics gives us an opportunity to take these innate interests, part of our very being, and be able to elaborate them into tools for increasing wisdom. Because all of this, when we play, we have fun, what are we doing? We're living life to its fullest capacity, and we're sharing knowledge. And so I think the path of psychedelics and changing our consciousness is to share the wisdom of our being in this wonderful life that we share. What do you think, Rick?
Wow, I think that's wonderful. And I think I'll put the other side of it is the Father Bruno being burned at the stake for saying that some of the things that were discovered through looking at the telescope were upsetting the cosmology of the religion at the time, that the earth was supposedly the center of the universe, that people that look through these tools sometimes have had confrontations with their status quo, with the society, so that you've sort of done this beautiful march of history and evolution. And we're now at this psychedelic renaissance, sort of coming out of this period of suppression of this research, so that it's a glorious future that you're talking about in the past. But these tools have been used with struggles and have been encountering a lot of resistance. So I think that there's that flip side of it as well. And that we need to really recognize that a lot of these new discoveries are challenging for people with old worldviews. And so we have to try to think, how do we diplomatically bring the knowledge from all these tools to the powers that be, and so that we can really develop a world where these tools can flourish and where we can get back to, I think in the earlier, incarnations of humanity, they would spend a certain amount of time finding food and shelter, but a lot of times they would have free time, more than we have today. And we would like to have free time to make love and to make music and to make art. And so I think as we envision the future, it will hopefully be more like in some ways in the past, where the technology, if we can harness it to serve our basic needs with renewable energy, with all these things, then we'll have more time to really fully express our humanity and to explore our psyche. The other thing that I really liked about your presentation was to try to normalize non-ordinary states of consciousness. And I do that as well with dreams. I point that out a lot, that we always have this doorway to the other world that we tend not to pay attention to, or sometimes not enough. And also through hyperventilation, through breathing. We don't need alternative, ingestion of things. We can do it ourselves just through the way we alter our breathing, so that these states of consciousness are our birthright, and how we use them and how we can employ them for healing, for spirituality, for fun. That's the challenge, I think, of the next couple generations of humans.
And I think you said it very nicely, diplomatically. I think all religions have the same common purpose, to improve life and to us understand, but they are imperfect steps, rough roads that are laid out in order to attain your sense of spirituality. And it's so wonderful that all these religions now are coming to psychedelics, because they understand that it reinforces and strengthens the spiritual message that we all have in common.